What's up, guys? And in this video, I got my good friend James Gonzalez with me. How you doing, brother?
Good, buddy. You?
Very good. Thanks for coming over. So basically in this video, we're going to be talking about best practices for investing in ICOs. I want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a trader. I'm not a speculator. What James and I are about to tell you, it's just best practices that we've seen people in the industry do and that we recommend. So before we do begin, I just want James to first do a little quick bio on your little background and who you are, so people can have a context for this video.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Amir. James Gonzalez, been in the space since late 2012, investing since early 2013. We founded, I believe, Canada's first, or one of Canada's first, strict Bitcoin consulting companies in early 2013. We also were venture capitalists early in the space, investing in Bitcoin's first $100 million mining company, ASIC Miner, and a bunch of other plays along the way. We do Blockchain TV, which is an industry PR company. We believe that the killer app is the stories of the people that the technology is going to eventually empower.
Totally.
Big fan of the space, big fan of blockchain, big fan of what Block Geeks does, and very excited.
Cool. So let me kind of dive into this. Obviously the ICO, so if you guys don't know what ICO is, I made a video, leave a link below this video. So initial coin offering, it's super hot right now. Super hot, but the market is having a correction. Yes. Which is good. I really like that. It's healthy for the market. But the number one question most people ask is, how do I invest?
Yes.
Should I invest? Not even how do I invest. It's like, should I invest in X? Should I invest in Y? For the most part, I don't really tell people to invest because I'm not a financial advisor. I always tell people, do your own due diligence. Don't rely on other people's information.
Absolutely.
Rely on your own self-judgment.
Yes.
There's a saying, what's the saying? The Rothschilds had a saying. It's like, when there's blood on the street, buy.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. When people are greedy, be fearful, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
But based on your experience, since you've been in this industry for so long, what are some kind of basic principles or advice that you can give people on actually understanding this space when it comes to investing their hard-earned money?
Absolutely, and I completely agree with Amir. It is being so new. You have to do your homework. Due diligence is basically the number one criteria. Living in an age of easy access to information, there's no excuse not to put in the time to do the research. But I think that's where it all starts is you need to, if you want to get in the space, you need to have time first and foremost to ultimately understand what you're getting into. Too many people, whether it's real estate, ICO, stocks, if you don't fundamentally understand what you're investing in, you probably shouldn't be in the space in the first place, because then you are, just chasing other people. Mm-hmm. I know a second thing that we've talked about over time is team. Once you've actually studied the white paper and you now move past, to the next phase of analyzing the team, who are they? Do they come from an industry that they're trying to disrupt? I know Amir's a big fan of localized team versus decentralized teams. What's the team chemistry like? Are they all spread out across the world and there's time zone differences and, there's inefficiencies because of that? Or are some of them centralized with some core advisors that are spread out? That's always a big thing. Transparency, first and foremost. I know a lot of people love bitcointalk.org. That's always a good place to start for information. Again, if the more transparent a team is, the more of a warm, fuzzy feeling I think I get. I want to see your face. I want to see your bio. I want to see what you've done before you got into the space.
You want to see the human behind the company.
I want to see the invite, and there's too many ICOs that come out and it's an avatar, and you're like, okay, well, what do you got to hide? And sure, in all fairness, a lot of these guys are still working day jobs.
Sure.
So they're all scared because they don't want their employer to find out. But at the end of the day, if you're coming to the table asking for millions of dollars, then you kind of owe that to your investor to at least show yourself, right?
Totally. So you mentioned a couple of things over here: transparency, geolocation, decentralization versus centralization of the company. Honesty of the individual, the founders,
yes,
etc. Is there kind of like a checklist or like a 5-point to 7-point system that you can kind of go through that you look at personally when you view something?
Yeah. First and foremost, I guess it would be how easy is the white paper to understand? Like when you first get in there, going over the first read, does it flow? Does it make sense logically without going too deep into it? From there, then you can start going deeper. Then team is definitely something on that checklist. Utility. What is the industry that they're actually trying to disrupt? Based on their white paper and the theories that they're putting in the white paper, is it actually going to be executed? Is there an actual product? Are they actually coming after a real problem? Also, again, experience, which comes down to the team. Do most of the core members have the experience in the industry that they're actually trying to disrupt? That is huge. There's a lot of projects where you see guys that are just picking an industry to disrupt, and nobody on the team actually has any real relevant experience as to the other side of that industry and how it actually can be disrupted, regulations and all that stuff. I think also, obviously transparency is another one. You want to see that people are responsive to the community, whether it's Telegram, Slack, Bitcoin Talk, Reddit. Are they answering questions? Facebook, social media, are they engaging with their community? Do they have anything to hide? Are they quick at answering questions? That's something I definitely like. I like engagement. I like to see strong numbers in Slack channels and people actually engaging, not just not engaging. And obviously like we've seen, marketing and I might be shooting myself in the foot here because I obviously run a marketing company, but an ICO has to be more than just marketing. Marketing is a big part of it, but marketing can hide a lot of the problems that might be in the ICO, whether management or the structural part itself. So you have to look behind the marketing side. Don't just be fooled by the big dollars and the smoke and mirrors. Actually make sure that the marketing is in sync with the plan, and execution. Do they have, again, it comes back to the team. Do they have all the core pieces, advisors, core team members, partnerships?
Yeah.
I think that's a huge one. Do they actually have real partnerships before they even ICO? Or is it pie-eyed in the sky stuff?
Yeah, I'll add a couple of things I look at as well. I'll look at the community when it comes to Stack Exchange. How big is the community over there? How many developers are working on there?
Yes.
I'll look at their GitHub profile as well to see their code. Is it open for the public? When's the last time somebody's updated it, etc.?
Absolutely.
Because bottom line, even though they're solving a problem in the world, whatever problem they're solving, the backbone of this is developers. And you can put all this marketing and you can camouflage things and hide things out. If I don't see a vibrant community on GitHub or Stack Exchange or maybe even a Slack channel, especially GitHub, I always second guess it.
Yeah.
For example, if you look at Ethereum Stack Exchange, it's just graduated. Stack Exchange gave Ethereum its own community.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
Like you have 50 questions a day coming out there. All those 50 questions getting answered. So there's actual developers spending time there, asking questions, getting answers, which is fantastic. And there's other communities as well. But that's my main thing to add on what you have. So kind of if we can summarize is, read the white paper, understand it. Ideally, in my mind, it should be more than a white paper.
Yes.
It should have some alpha product or beta product. You don't need millions of dollars to create something.
No.
You can use a simple app called Envision app, which costs you almost nothing to actually streamline the creation of your beta product. So understand the white paper, make sure they have a demo product in my mind. Study the founders, who they are, the transparency of them, the geolocation of them. You mentioned time zones matters a lot.
Huge.
Cultural differences matters a lot. Language matters a lot. Study the business utility. Is it a token? Is it not a token? Right? There's different variations out there. What does this solve? Does it make sense? Is there an actual business model to this?
Absolutely.
That when you look at this, I get it. This is the product or service you're selling for, or X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What else did we talk about? We talked about developer community as well. GitHub and Stack Exchange. And you mentioned anything else?
No, I think you might have covered it all there.
Don't be scammed by the marketing.
Yeah, exactly. don't fall for the marketing, right? Look behind the marketing on that one, because I know as we start seeing higher valuations, you're going to start seeing more higher marketing budgets.
Yeah.
To try to pull in, especially I know the other day here in Toronto we had an article in the major newspaper, Alex Tapscott.
Yeah.
And Vitalik was on, he was on the cover of that, and I got a lot of new calls that day saying, "Hey, what's this Ethereum?"
That's
so
right.
You see a lot of fresh faces now, a lot of new exposure. A lot of people got to be careful. The regulators are still circling and trying to figure all that mess out. But you tread lightly, right?
One of my favorite sayings in the world is, if you enter a room and you don't know who the schmuck is, you're the schmuck.
Exactly.
So don't be the schmuck.
Don't be the schmuck.
Be an educated person. I always tell people your job in life, and this goes beyond what we're talking about, this encompasses who you are. you need to strive for intellectual capital.
Yes.
Right? Don't take someone else's word. Don't take James and I's, our word. Do your own homework on everything.
Everything.
Like, spend your time to become a professional, not an amateur.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And I think it's important to remember here, everything's still new. So there's, we have $100+ billion market cap, but this is a lot of this stuff is still theory.
Yeah.
We're rolling out the practical applications now. So that's what people need to understand. At the end of the day, you should always be investing what you can still afford to lose, because nobody knows. Like,
that's right.
There's still so much uncertainty in this industry that you really need to tread lightly and don't just get caught up in the hype. There's still a long way to go. The market is still very early. Amir and I would hate to see anyone get wiped out so early on when this is still so early. Just be patient and don't feel like you've missed out.
That's right.
I think that's the biggest thing people need to understand here is don't feel like the prices are out of your reach. Dollar cost average. Be smart about what you're doing and just don't chase charts.
It's like saying I missed the stock market.
I know this is a long-term play here. Even whatever $100 a week into Bitcoin or Ethereum, like that adds up, man. That adds up. So that there's no rush, and just do your research. And at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, then you're in the wrong industry.
Yeah.
So if this turns into a stressful thing for you, then don't stop it. Okay, you better be having fun. You want to enjoy this. This is a paradigm shifting experience for all of us, a magical journey, and it should be taken for fun. This is fun. This is a great time. It's don't make this investing stressful.
Cool. Well said. We'll cap it off over there. If people want to get more information about you,
you can hit me up at cryptoconsultant.com. Check out Blockchain TV on YouTube, and at Jimmy Crypto for Twitter.
Cool. Peace, guys.
Peace.